Alrighty everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you have probably seen by now, Ghost of Tsushima's reviews have gone live. Some of them are really good, some of them are really bad, just like every other review. And what I thought I would do is a review roundup for this title. This is something I've never done before. This is new. Ghost of Tsushima, you like that? This is a new concept that I wanted to do, just a full review roundup, breaking down the reviews and having a look at them. I haven't played the game yet, so I don't have an opinion on whether the game is good or bad. This is just taking a look at all the reviews for the game and having a chat about it. So let's dive in and take a look at them. Alrighty guys, now if you are new to the channel and this is the first video of mine that you have seen, please consider subscribing and hitting that subscribe button just somewhere down here. It helps me out enormously if you do, and it helps the channel continue to grow and become more sustainable. If you like this kind of video, I make videos about trophy commentary and trophies as well as PlayStation content every single day. So if that's not enough incentive for you to sign up to the channel so you can stay up to date, then I don't know what is. But today we're taking a look at the reviews for Ghost of Tsushima. So these came out last night at midnight, and I thought it would be fun to take a look at all of them, have a look at the Metacritic score, and sort of just scroll through and look at the top line, I guess, of what the different scores are. I know people are really interested in reviews. Personally, I don't take a lot of stock in reviews. I prefer to experience things for myself. There's been so many occasions where I've played a game that I've loved that reviews have completely bombed. So I sit somewhere on the fence with it. I don't really trust them that much, but I think it's worth kind of looking at them because there's a lot of variation in the reviews for this game. Alright, so I thought we'd start off with Game Informer here, and we'll just work our way up to Metacritic eventually. So Game Informer, a most honorable epic. Let's have a look at what they have said here. So I just want to have a look at the top line kind of approach for each of them, and then we can kind of chat about that. So Game Informer gave it a 9.5. This is one of the highest scores I've seen for the title. So Sucker Punch borrows from other open world games, but ultimately charts an original and creative course to craft a samurai epic of tremendous breadth and beauty. Concept: face the competing demands of honor and vengeance in a free-roaming samurai legend. They still measure it on graphics, sound, playability, entertainment, replay value, moderate. They keep the brief down the bottom really, really short in terms of what they liked and didn't like. Suous and stunning environments suggest a painter's vision of feudal Japan, juxtaposed against the brutal imagery of warfare. An award-winning score thrums with emotional resonance. The many interlocking systems and controls are gradually introduced with care. And entertainment at turns, both melancholy and thrilling. Ghost of Tsushima is an open-world action formula, at most mature and immersive, deep, rewarding, and hard to put down. Look, they really dug it. They didn't really give any good reasons, to be fair, down there why they loved it, but they loved it. I'm sure the review goes into that. I'm not going to go through the full review because that would just take far too much time. But that's Game Informer's score for the title. It's an interesting one. Let's have a look at IGN. Now, oh my goodness, IGN have got so many ads and stuff on their website, hey? Okay, so what are IGN saying? So IGN also gave this a really good score. They said it's amazing. Ghost of Tsushima is an excellent action game, and its open world is one of the most gorgeous yet. Maybe it's been a while since I've been on IGN. Verdict. Here we go. This is what I'm after. So, Ghost of Tsushima is an enormous and densely packed samurai adventure that often left me completely awestruck with both its visual spectacle and excellent combat. It's a good sign so far, right? Steadily introducing new abilities instead of stat upgrades. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so abilities rather than upgrade trees potentially. Its swordplay managed to stay challenging, rewarding, and fun throughout the entire 40 to 50 hours. Can you believe that? Is it actually that long? Oh man, I hope it's not that long. To beat the campaign, just the campaign. A few aspects are surprisingly lacking in polish in comparison to other first-party games, especially when it comes to enemy AI and stealth parts. Still, this is an extraordinary open-world action game that solves several issues that have long gone unaddressed in the genre, while also being an all-round samurai slash and good time. IGN really liked it. 9 out of 10. That's a good score. It's similar to other first-party Sony titles, obviously. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting for this one, but the 40 to 50 hours thing terrifies me. If that's actually true, and it's going to take that long to finish the game, it's going to be a long game, right? GameSpot, everyone's favorite. Now, these guys didn't actually like the game quite as much. Their Metacritic was significantly lower. Look at all the ads for Ghost of Tsushima playing on the website. Where are we going? We're going to the bottom. These got a nice little rubric. We can break things down. Now, I don't even think this is the best way to look at reviews. I think you need to read the whole review. But this is just giving you a bit of an insight. It's better than looking at just the Metacritic, I think. So they've said that they've given it a 7 out of 10. So they've gone slightly lower than the other outlets. They've said the good is that the stunning open world environment with navigational mechanics that help to further absorb you into it. I don't really know what that means. I mean, the game looks good with a unique navigational system, I guess. Stylish combat successful mimics the iconic samurai sword. Yeah, so combat's good. Keen cinematography heightens many moments. Swift stealth mechanics and ghost tools make it fun to toy with enemies. So I guess that's like your abilities and stuff in the game. Cinematography, I guess, is that like the gameplay that kind of lends into narrative, similar to other Sony games. Okay, bad. They've said open world quest structure often feels dull. I'm guessing that is probably because it doesn't do anything like revolutionary there, but I don't know. Cutscenes lack a degree of life that portrays the game's cinematic strengths. I wonder what that means. Yeah, I do wonder what that means. Unfortunate camera positioning environmental objects can regularly ruin your combat. I mean, it's nothing. Japanese language performance don't line up with character mouth movements, creating a jarring disconnect. Well, it's probably because it was recorded in English and then dubbed. You can't cut down bamboo trees, which is just utter travesty. Yeah, I don't know. The bad doesn't seem that bad, right? The good seems a lot better than the bad. I wonder what people think about that. I mean, they gave Death Stranding a 9. So that's GameSpot. And then we've also got one of my faves, Push Square, like these guys. They do some cool content on their website. Push Square have got a similar little thing. They gave it a 9 out of 10. So the trend is higher, obviously, as you can see. They've said, conclusion. Ghosts is a joy to play and a joy to behold. Everyone says that, eh? They always use joy. I wonder if that's like a journalist thing. Sucker Punch has crafted one of the most memorable open world games of this generation. Buoyed by an immensely satisfying combat system and an engaging dramatic story, unlike many of its open world peers, it's refined and focused experience, gripping and immaculately presented to its best. A fitting first party swan song. Yeah, they seem to really enjoy it. They've said great story moments, gripping main missions, excellent combat systems, fantastic character progression, atmosphere, great world, photo mode's good, unpolished in places, and some forced stealth sections. It seems like people are complaining about those. They've popped up a few times that it's a little bit unpolished and stealth sections are a bit janky. So that was a criticism that the other outlets have had as well. So I wonder exactly what that means. I'm guessing, I mean, we'll all know on Friday, right, when we get to play the game for ourselves, but I'm guessing maybe they need a little bit more time to get it to that like next level of polish. Potentially it doesn't have that same level of Sony polish that, you know, The Last of Us or God of War had. Maybe it's just missing that sort of like last little bit to get it across the line. But I guess we'll wait and see until we know more. I thought we'd look at the Metacritic. So it's currently sitting at an 84 on Metacritic. This is after like 15, 16 hours of it being live. So normally it goes like up or down 1 or 2 points within like the next week or so as more reviews come out. So normally it would either go down to like an 82 or an 83 or maybe an 85 or an 86 depending on the kind of scores. Because there's a lot of mixed scores in this one, I would probably say it will sit around an 84 or maybe down to an 83 once all is said and done. It's just kind of how Metacritic works. We've got here like a ton of 100% scores. A lot of these outlets you don't even know who they are, eh? So actually let's have a look at who. So we've got 78 reviews, 9 mixed, none negative. So that's awesome to begin with. It means that general consensus is the game is good, with 78 positive reviews. So that's a total of 87 critic reviews. Now, let's go through them. I don't know a ton of these outlets who have given it like 10 out of 10. In fact, I don't think I know any of them who have given it a 10 out of 10. They gave it a 96, 95. Game Informer are the highest of the ones we looked at. Destructoid, obviously we know. With Ghost of Tsushima under its belt, Sucker Punch deserves to be on the same conversation as Insomniac, Naughty Dog, and Santa Monica. I mean, I kind of thought they were, right? Like, they've done some awesome stuff. I always just assumed they were. Don't know any of these guys. IGN's down here at a 90. Push Square we already looked at. Games Radar. There's so many outlets that review games now that like impact that score, and so many of these guys I've just not even heard of before. It's no disrespect to media outlets or anything. I'm not criticizing them. It's just crazy how many different media outlets exist out there. And these are all your mixed reviews, so these are all 70s. A competent but shallow and unfamiliar attempt to replicate Assassin's Creed style open world adventure. Which is interesting. I did get a vibe from the trophy list as well. There were some Assassin's Creed isms in there. GameSpot we've already read. Let's look at Guardians. They're like a paper, right? So they're not a gaming outlet. So this could be interesting. They've said, unlike Assassin's Creed, which always uses a historical setting as stage its own eccentric stories, Ghost sticks as closely to the tropes and storylines of classic samurai fiction that it sometimes forgets to have a personality of its own. After I caught myself repeatedly checking my phone out of boredom, I decided to abandon them entirely for a while and had a great time chasing foxes, bathing in hot springs, composing deeply average haiku, and climbing mountains in search of a legendary bow. Instead, this is the most beautiful version of Japan ever conjured in code, and when running errands and slashing Mongol is a bit tedious, you can always just drink in the view. So I mean, they seem like they kind of liked it. I guess they just didn't enjoy the story. Maybe that's why they scored it so low. And VG247 have also done a low score too. They've said it has its moments, but like Jin in the opening hours, the past holds it back. It's open world. It's far too easy to... What does that mean? It's open world, the video game. Ah, right. It's far too easy to. The lack of consequence for failure makes it feel like you're just going through the motions. If you'll excuse the wind-based pun, it's a breeze. While playing, I'd often found my mind wandering. By the third and final act, I just wanted to be over, like a samurai. It's so weird. He's like flexing that the game is too easy for him. I mean, I guess you'd probably just turn the difficulty up? Maybe? I don't know. It's a weird criticism to say the game is too easy, I think. And then these guys here haven't given it a score yet. Ars Technica, CNET, Eurogamer, Kotaku, and The Verge. So that's the Ghost of Tsushima reviews. 84 on Metacritic. It's looking pretty good. Game's looking solid. I did a trophy reveal video as well. It should be up on the channel now. If you go and check that out, you'll see that video. It's probably in the description down below, or it might be somewhere else on the channel. You can go and have a look at that. I should have a roadmap for the game up on Friday or Saturday, depending on how long the game actually is, and how long it takes me to get through it and pull that together. So expect that later in the week as well. Otherwise, that's sort of everything for this video. What do you guys think of the reviews? Let me know your opinions on the reviews and what you think of the review roundup. If you enjoyed this kind of content when we take a look at all the reviews for the game, I thought it would just be valuable to just sort of pull a ton of them together in one go and have a look through it, and rather than you having to go to every different website and digest it. If you're still interested in the reviews, I would still encourage you to go and read them. Obviously this was just a light roundup, but it's always best to go and read the review and form your own opinions about it based on the different websites and things like that as well. So keep that in mind. And maybe you've got a suggestion on how I can critique this kind of content to make it better in the future, whether or not you've got like a better format for this kind of video. Let me know as well in the comment section. It's obviously a work in progress. Maybe it doesn't work, maybe I never do it again, who knows. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, give a like, and I'll see you guys all in the next video tomorrow. See ya.